Being a carer, you probably know that you're usually there to help someone be able to use their phone or their iPad or their computer to communicate. Now, communication used to be just pick up the telephone and call someone. And then they changed all that, so it's not just a telephone anymore. And the the goal is that when you call someone now, or in a department or something like that, you will usually find they'll recommend you to go to their website to do the adjustment you need. I'm finding that a lot of the clients are having problems getting into the phone, into the website, remembering the password, getting in there and doing what they need to do just for daily activities like doctor's appointments now. I'm finding clients that need to log into their doctors, um, create the appointment, have the question they want in there, and then once the appointment's done, they get a text message or an email or something like that to confirm it, and they need to put it in their calendar to sort of understand what's going on. And if they miss the appointment, there's a one I saw was a $50 fee for missing the appointment. So the outcome I'm trying to achieve, and I'm trying to help as many people as possible, and I know that you don't know me or you've heard of me or something, and you don't quite understand the importance of the difference between IT and communications, information communication technology, because what's happening now is when you make the phone call, you have to press the dial pad to do things, or some call centers got speech recognition, or and if your speech is bad and stuff like that, like I've had on occasion, I've gone to help someone and the modem was dead. Now, they couldn't talk or comprehend what the problem was to illustrate that to the person on the other side of the phone. And the overseas team that were taking the call couldn't understand, and so I was able to sort of take over the call and get permission and then assist the client get the new modem and get it all sent out. And it took 2.5 hours of calls to get that done because they needed all these permissions and things like this. But it makes it really hard for someone with special needs to manage it themselves. So my service is a little bit like, I don't care where the issue is, like I'm not going to specify a type of software or something like that. It's actually, can this person communicate reasonably well to do daily activities? How do we make the daily activities as easy as everyone else's? Like, how do we change the keypad on the phone? How do we adapt the accessibility settings? And it's not always accessibility settings. Sometimes the phone configuration between the cloud accounts isn't connected well. I've seen people with these voice control speakers and things like this and these assistants, and it's not configured correctly. Now, why that's a problem is they go to use it and they say it doesn't work. And I go in there and I find that they didn't know how to connect that software to that software because it's more virtual. Virtual meaning the interconnection between softwares. There's a lot of fear out there with clients who are vulnerable on where their information is. So I try and encapsulate that information into very few systems, so they can actually be able to manage that software and be able to know where things are. And because a lot of stuff we're using is configuration, setting up a password manager that's configured to their fingerprint gives them a sense of safety. Clients with no use of their hands, having facial recognition on, so when they talk to the device, it opens up, it unlocks, and they're able to do the daily activity of shopping or banking or whatever they do that every person would do. You know what I mean? Like, so the outcome I'm trying to achieve is just daily activities, make them easier, make the systems themselves prompt the client to do things. Like if you want them to prompt it, at 8 o'clock in the morning to brush their teeth and have a shower and change, we can do that. So the technology is off the shelf. I'm not inventing anything new. I'm just reconfiguring it so it works for clients with motion issues or blind or paraplegia, and they've all got different lurks and quirks. As if you do the new AI stuff, with a blind person, you'll find that the voice access talks into the AI, which makes it confusing, and the AI doesn't know which bit's the voice access and which is not. Things I found like the new modern TVs. If you're blind, the new modern TVs have multiple different panels and stuff like multiple apps on them that really can be confusing. So, if you're a carer, you may find that the clients just aren't replying to SMSs, they're finding it too hard, or they're trying to log into something and it's just confusing, and it's just all hell breaks loose with the support workers trying to help them out, or you're trying to help them out, or you're trying to have some sort of approach. You know, the visual calendar and verbal prompting of the calendar is extremely useful for clients, I've found, with dementia, that they can ask for their appointments and things like that. So this is sort of like, it's hard to, look, it's different because I'm really focused on the communications because they're changing. It's not just a phone call anymore that can get things done. You can do things in a tenth of the time, and that's what other people are doing. Like, do we need to force people to always make a phone call to do things? When we know that some of the systems are cutting down what they can do on the phone. Like, perfect example was, trying to repair someone else's internet and calling up, and they said, "Oh, you can make your payment online." I said, "Yeah, but you've locked the account." It's like, "Oh, we'll unlock the account." So, and then you go into a queue and stuff like this. So the outcome I'm trying to achieve is just get people being able to communicate daily activities, which is reasonable, to just live comfortably and be able to control their environment, be able to voice control some things, and be able to turn the aircon on, turn the fan on. Can they control their heat? I found someone with MS that having a voice control fan when no one's there, just to turn it on to control their heat because they couldn't move because they're in late stages. It's complicated, but I'm good at it. I can get the job done, and I've put plenty of books together and plenty of things. If you want to try and do it yourself, that's great. Otherwise, if you do want to contact me, there are contact details on the page. Anyway, I wish you all the best. Thanks.